Thank you, it's true, but today we can't see them doing it to us. But we know they are. And all the rest of these liars, these politicians, the low emission zone, can that not extend up?
Edinburgh, anti-geoengineering. What is geoengineering and why should we oppose it?
Okay, it's funded by Bill Gates and Professor David Keith from Harvard University. They came up with a plan on dimming the sun for supposedly climate change, to offset climate change. So what they do is they use military and commercial and some contractors to do the spraying. They've got authority from all the governments to do it, otherwise they would shoot the planes down. They spray it and then it's metallic nanoparticles, aluminium, barium, strontium, like that, you know.
To me, I think the sun is being masked or swapped out for something completely different. The blue sky is not blue sky anymore. There's like layers and layers of chemicals, junk, I don't know what they're spraying in the skies. It seems to be killing everything off. People have got serious respiratory problems from it all. Produce isn't growing, it's affecting the rainwater, it's affecting wildlife, everything.
You said you grew up on a farm.
Yes.
How would this operation affect, say, a harvest?
Oh, it'd be dreadful. The amount of rain that's been down this year would have just killed it all off, for starters. Then you can't harvest it because you can't get it to dry out, you can't get the bales to form. Crops, I think, this year in Perthshire alone, where I'm from, are allegedly down 50%. Everything's devastated by it. It's disgusting. Why are they spraying the skies? Why do they want us dead? Why chemicals? What is the purpose?
Overall, if you were trying to pick apart what the grand agenda might be, what do you think it is?
Death. I think the idea of, well, here's Bill Gates, philanthropist, you know, makes more money than anybody else off of all these charities. Oh, he's supposed to be giving his money away, but yet he's making all this stuff coming off the back end of, we just look at something that's just happened recently, COVID.
When COVID came along, even though it was the biggest psyop that ever happened on the planet, it was still a choice. People could choose to get vaccinated or not. With this, we've not got a choice, have we? I don't want this above my head, but I can't say no thanks, I'm opting out. It's there. So what is up there has to come down. Where's it going? Are there piloted, unpiloted drones? There's all different forms. It's probably military. It's going to have to be military organised.
They're called C-17 Globemasters. Now the RAF has been doing this for years. I live near Prestwick Airport and I can see them leaving the airport and going out into the Atlantic and spraying. And we see the effects of it every day. If the public were asked, is it okay if we start spreading the skies with artificial cloud to make it rain, to cool the planet down, would we be all right with that? I don't think so.
Are there other methods we can approach to cool the planet down?
Does the planet need cooled down? But the planet doesn't need cooled down. The planet should just be left alone. It'll naturally cool down and heat up. It's a cycle.
Do you think the increase in CO2 is something we should worry about?
I think it's all nonsense, mate. It's all kidology. Follow the money and you know where it goes to. It goes back to Bill Gates and the likes. See, there's nothing. CO2 isn't our enemy.
A lot of the time online it's maybe labelled as like a conspiracy theory. Do you think that's a fair description?
Well, all you need to do is look up, you know, for people who can understand what they're looking at. It's very easy to spot.
How often are we being sprayed?
Constantly. All around the world, constantly. Even a blue sky day now, if you really look, there's always a kind of haze to it. The sun used to be yellow, it's white. A contrail to me is a very short trail that's condensation out the back of an aeroplane, not a long sprayed trail that lasts, spreads out into the atmosphere and gets thicker, becomes cloud. You know, clouds don't just roll in and roll out now, they're they just appear and disappear.
Where are they producing these chemicals? Is there a particular site in Scotland?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just see it above me.
Would you ever try make contact with the pilot?
If I had that opportunity, probably, you know. We've spoken to a pilot in the past who wouldn't identify himself, you know. He claims that there's small companies in Britain spraying, but in my personal experience in looking up for 12 years, everything that flies overhead almost is spraying.
Do you think perhaps you've been on a plane, say going on holiday, that has sprayed people?
I haven't flown for about 20 years, but had I been now, I would say more than likely, aye.
I remove my consent for the inference that I am a corporate product traded in commerce, the law of the sea. And in fact, I am a living man. Everything comes from one moment in time.
The Big Bang?
No. What? No. The Big Bang was a theory. So if you understand words, a theory is something that people have agreed upon, just like religion. Something out of nothing, similar to gravity. There's no gravity because it's density and mass, and oxygen and air and a pressurized system can't exist outside of a container. It would fill the space. The aluminium oxide, barium, strontium, heavy metals, they actually interfere with the electrical systems in your brain because we're electrical beings. You're told that your heart is a pump, but in actual fact, it's a generator. It creates what's called a toroidal field. It creates an effect. So we're electrical, in other words. So if we're electrical beings in a meat suit, the skies with the heavy metals and everything, those can dumb us down. And unfortunately, you'll find an awful lot of people who are going to have Alzheimer's. That'll do fuck all, mate. Put that in the bin. Have you had a cold at the moment? Have you a runny nose?
About a couple colds.
And a bit sort of phlegmy? Your system, I'm getting it now, your system will collect those heavy metals and you'll be hiking them out.
What's in your head? In your head? Zombie.
Never use the NHS because they're killing people.
How are they killing people?
Just with their germ theory, which has been debunked so many times, and the medications that are based on the germ theory are killing people and keeping them lifelong customers.
We've no choice but to eat bad food, which makes us ill, and then we're then propped up on pharmaceuticals, making money for doctors, and that's how the system works. If nobody was unwell, it wouldn't work. So they have to keep us unwell.
They say the NHS is on its knees.
Don't believe that for a second. It's just more fear for the general public. They know exactly what they're doing in the NHS. We've got tons of money. It doesn't matter about money. They print money. What we should be doing is growing our own food, trying to live off grid, but very few places we can go, really, to be honest.
We're against anything that the government put out. We're just total anti-government.
Anywhere that rich and powerful people come together to talk about staying rich and powerful, and we don't get to know what they said and what they are planning for the general population, I just don't have any faith that's going to be a good thing for us. And this particular thing, geoengineering, I feel like they're getting to the heart of a larger issue. These guys have really had to hunt to find the research to back up what they're saying, and to give them a fair listen is to be terrified by what some of these, I don't want to call them psychopaths. When I say,
Yeah, they're all psychopaths.
Well,
the elite, they rule the world from behind the scenes. And we don't get to know about it. We're just mushrooms.
If you take it to government and to corporation, and it's about finance and it's about profit, then it very quickly comes to a brick wall, because the argument would be, well, if these people are spraying our skies with pollutants, etc., etc., then surely they're getting affected too, and their families, etc., etc., so they're buggering up the planet. That's not very clever, is it? So I'll just leave something with you to think about. What if it's not human?
I woke up when I was 25 spiritually, right? I had a spiritual awakening. I'm quite an intuitive person, so essentially mind is an instrument. So actually it's more of a feeling rather than thinking. My understanding of what's going on in the world is that we're more powerful than we can ever realise. Songwriting for me is about life experience. I aim to assist people in realising their potential.
I started sun gazing, right? One eye, 15 seconds, second eye, 15 seconds, yada, 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 over a period. I don't wear glasses anymore.
How come?
My eyes are fine. You can create reality. A question I would put to you. Where are you?
Planet Earth.
No. Wait, are you here? Here? Behind there? Are you behind this bit? Are you, or is something coming here and you're viewing this like the Xbox games? So if you experience how to be, that becomes a new reality, something more to stand on. So if you're not standing on or standing under, understanding means being under something. Do you understand?
I don't know if this is a white man thing, this arrogance that we get to own the ground. We're not the owners of the earth, we're like surely just the custodians and the management team that just try and keep it in as nice a state as we can.
I've got children. I want my kids to grow up in a decent world. You know, this is a climate change lie. What they're doing is changing the climate. It is changing the climate. It is man-made. Climate change is very man-made, but it's deliberately man-made.
This realm at the moment, this planet is in dire straits. This is our chance, if you like, to energetically raise the vibration to be more love, right? But not in the wishy way, not in the I love you, way. I'm talking serious. It's up to us to stand strong in our truth and speak about it and not be scared to speak about it. I don't know anything, but wisdom is the realisation that you know nothing, but you're searching for always. We are awakening, we are searching, we are navigating.